All right, folks, we're back, and looks like X-Patrick advances over Steadfast. He'll be playing against Scarlett coming up next on stream. So we'll get that party going in a moment. I would like to quickly remind everybody about a couple things, though, that have nothing to do with the cast today and nothing to do with what you're watching. First off, we've updated our calendar. We did a bunch of scheduling today, and I think we've got most of October figured out. We've left a couple of open spots, too, to fill things in with. But to announce a couple of the tournaments we'll be running, there's going to be the Shotgun Tournament coming up on Thursday. Thursday's also the same day we're going to do a promo stream for another game, which I'm looking forward to. It'll be really fun. It'll be one of our first times doing it. And I hope you guys will join us and support us so we can hopefully grow and continue to do more of those in the future. Shy of that, though, we're also going to have a random versus random tournament. If you guys remember CK Walsh, he helped us put together a $500 random versus random tournament back in, I want to say like summer of last year. And it was pretty good times. And again, the whole like Xanster beating Cyril off race versus main race was certainly cool. I don't know how much of that we'll get to see, but that's going to actually be a tournament that has at least $1,000 in prizing. It's going to be really impressive. So that's going to be a 3-day event spaced out over the month of October. We got our Overwatch tournament that's going to be starting up too, and lots of goodies. So make sure to check out our calendar if you guys don't know about our website, BaseTradeTV. And of course, once you go there, you got calendars and all this other stuff you can look at and take a look-see at all the things coming up base trade related.
Yeah, everything is up to date as of today.
Yeah, yay, we nailed it. Of course, while we're on the topic of self-advertising, just a reminder to check out our YouTubes. ZombieRub actually beat me to the upload. I had trouble uploading it because Canadian internet, I guess, but her point of view of our recent attempt at the co-op mission from this week's mutation is on her YouTube channel, and it should be on ours sooner than later. It's also occurring to me we should probably record a couple ahead of time for the weekend we'll be gone for TwitchCon and whatnot too. But either way, guys, our YouTube has a lot of really cool content. Not just VODs that you've missed in spoiler-free formats. Mwah, thank you, Joey, for that. But also, yeah, things like our co-op missions and other things we don't stream, we only put on YouTube.
Yep. Well,
there's some confusion about these vetoes that's delaying this a little bit, so we'll have to be waiting a few more minutes. But again, it'll be Scarlett versus X-Patrick on the way.
This is actually something that was brought up in the Dutch, I guess, maybe? I think it was Euthermal who brought it up, but the way that they do it is not that, like, top seed gets to choose who vetoes first, so A or B.
Oh yeah, they're just forced into it.
They're forced to veto first, which is actually, in a lot of people's minds, not favorable. So the top veto is a detriment, or the top seed.
A majority of times when we have people in our stuff, you'll see them pick, I want B, I want to pick second, I want to veto second, like that sort of thing.
Yep. So it's a little weird. I don't know, it is one of the smallest nuances, I think, to tournament organizing. But it does mean that, you know, they made this huge tournaments and structured everything and whatnot and got one of the rules kind of wrong. Although I guess you could argue that they're just trying a different thing.
So while we got this mess of vetoes happening, let's talk about Scarlett for a moment. And you more so, because not only did you get to hang out with her over the weekend, yay, you're friends, but you get to watch her win Kings of the North and become the Queen of the North, frankly.
Oh,
so,
yeah, it was alright, I guess.
It was just okay, she just played Zerg, no big deal, whatever. How do you really, I mean, like, I'm gonna say it, I don't think anyone beats her. I think she takes top 1 spot in the qualifiers today. Where do you sit on that?
Oh, of course, yeah. That's a given. I thought you were gonna ask about Kings of the North, but...
Well, regale us. I know you told me some stories, but I guess, I don't know if you've done, like, story time on your stream. Maybe you want to do some here.
I haven't streamed it.
Fun adventures. What happened at Kings of the North, ZombieRub, since you got to go and attend?
I'm actually going to be producing a video where some of the fun adventures were recorded, but...
Nice. Yeah, you put a teaser video out with Tempo.
Yes, he had an amazing monologue that I just had to use.
Would you mind if I watch this on stream?
Oh, please do.
I just I open it and the thumbnail of him is just too good. Let's get this bad boy up and get a preview of what ZombieRub's video for Kings of the North is gonna look like.
Oh my god, it was like amazing. There was StarCraft 2. They had like Zerglings like pew, 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 and they kept like hitting.
Zerglings don't go pew pew pew, Tempo. I already have problems with this.
Action right now.
lifted up by medevacs and displaced in all sorts of places. The micro was real. The macro was real. People were micro in their macro. The creep spread was amazing.
He's like Bill Cosby. You got your micro, you got your macro, and the hibbity jibbity bibbity boo. Like
when Scarlett made so many queens of the
That's the queens of the north.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, Tempo was actually like. So Tempo had the best on-the-spot reactions. Steadfast had the best explanations. He actually kind of like took it somewhat seriously and like talk about his casting or talk about the games. It was fun. Oh, this guy that we don't know is Bistork.
who?
Yeah, well, yeah. But no, we've actually seen him in brackets before, and I just remember it because I'm like, Bistork. I didn't realize Stork went that way.
Or maybe he's just going that way because he's on his way out and you're saying goodbye.
But I guess he has double nationality. He's actually from Hong Kong.
Cool. Dual citizenship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was messaged by the admin too, confirming, by the way, our speculations about Masa earlier. And yeah, he wasn't recognized as a citizen, so he couldn't play. It was bad, man.
That is really too bad. There are definitely, I would definitely assume that there's a couple of people who are like Masters Plus, but have not bothered to get a passport yet, because, you know, they're not winning, you know, travel arrangements and whatnot. They don't actually travel that much. And that's a requirement for participating in this.
So, by the way, I'm going to actually go back to this video and just be a shit disturber for a moment.
What's up?
1 sec, I gotta get to load again. It's not loading, it's giving me spinny bar of death. Maybe if I just open it on YouTube.
They had like jugglers, like, and they kept like hitting.
Tempo's girlfriend sure is cute.
I'm talking about.
His girlfriend in the background of the video, that blonde white girl.
Marie? I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this.
You're not supposed to do anything. I'm just hoping somebody messages Tempo and says, like, dude, your girlfriend looks super cute.
Ah, I see. I
See,
get you.
I guess the problem with you not having a camera is you couldn't see me mime myself pulling the pin from the grenade and throwing it, as I was saying.
I could not. No, that would have helped.
That would have. Thank you for ruining it. Feels bad now, man.
Alright.
Okay, well, we're going to get a game number 1 of a brand new series, and ladies and gentlemen, I think you'll enjoy this one. The colors are a little bit similar, but the races are very different. In the top left side of the map, I'm not sure if you want to call him Bistork or what, but on the bracket, he goes by X-Patrick.
Oh, the colors, man. In the bottom, wait. Huh. In the bottom right, as the purple Zerg, it is Scarlett.
Newly crowned
me off.
Queen of the North.
She's usually pink. Hu
Well-
Sheng stole it from her.
Hu Shang's not in this game, though, so that's really impressive.
Oh, right. Barcode, man. Whatever. Bistork stole her pink. That's rude.
So did
Very
you
rude.
see, speaking of Scarlett for a moment, did you see the awesome picture I took in Photoshop of Scarlett after she won?
No, I didn't.
So Nav posted a picture of Scarlett getting the crown on her head.
Uh-huh, yeah.
And it was pretty adorable, so I took a picture of it. I'm going to try and find it right now, actually, because it's still pretty new. There we go. All hail Scarlett. Let me link this to you, and I'll link it on stream in a moment. Wait, that's not... That's Team Liquid. There we go. There's Twitter. But the reason I bring this up is because I'm really proud of this Photoshop job I've done. Because, alright, it's a little bit silly. It's a little bit awesome. I'm going to put this on screen for a moment. But tell me, alright, do you think those are really Scarlett's elbows?
That's such an odd question.
Because as you can clearly see in the photo above in which I took it from, her elbows are cropped out of the photo. So I had to go find other images of Scarlett's elbows, which is a surprisingly difficult task. There's not a lot of photos on the internet for Google searches where Scarlett is not wearing a hoodie or her elbows aren't off screen because they're focused on the mouse. It took me forever to Photoshop some elbows on this girl.
I feel like someone would have had a Scarlet elbow fetish and would have been able to help you.
I'm Googling it as Scarlett elbow fetish.
I mean, they tweet, alright? They don't upload it, okay? It's a personal
Okay,
stuff.
so Silly me forgetting Scarlett is not just a StarCraft 2 player name, but probably a common name for a lot of
Jesus.
ladies of the night. Don't Google that, guys. There's actually quite a few results, none of which you really want to be looking at.
Yeah, I could have warned you about that one, but that aside, I will say that that crown, speaking of the picture, it's a triangle. Why would they do that?
Yeah,
People's heads are triangles.
it's not gonna fit on someone's head. That's for certain.
I actually managed to like kind of I patted it down, right? So kind of like I almost broke it, and I was like, it works.
Was it just paper?
I
It just
almost
looked like it was
broke the
paper folded in.
Yes, it was like a folded, poster, like it's like you would get from school.
you gotta
Construction paper. There we go.
you gotta put a chin strap on that bad boy
Like-
then.
The folds were actually very impressive. Like I was impressed with how they got it in there because they didn't just cut it and tape it; they actually folded it that way. But I was like, man, if you're gonna get a crown, get like some bedazzle in there, right? Like go to Michael's, literally right next to us, Scotiabank Theater, and buy some fake, jewelry. Just glue it on there. Like go to town if you're gonna get a crown. Huh? You're right. I forgot myself. But nah, I was like super plain. Whatever. Oh man, but the trophy. Did you see the trophy?
No, because it was not very well displayed on stream, and people's
Yeah.
hands were covering it
Well-
all the time.
It was super small. Some people got better pictures, and I guess they'll release them later. But it's not a very impressive trophy, other than it's made out of like pure marble. So like, Scarlett let me hold it, and I was like, Jesus, like this is like 10 pounds. So
That's
she
neat.
had a. It was a neat. I guess the quality of the trophy was really good, as opposed to I guess some of the other trophies that like look cool, but maybe they're a little more flimsy. I don't know. Anyway, enough about
Our
everything besides
trophy-
the game, I guess.
Our trophy was the greatest trophy, by
well,
the way.
yes, it was definitely the most unique, that's for sure.
And expansive.
But all right, the game has heated up a little. I mean, they both went into
So-
a macro game, so there's not much to talk about. Like it's a stream urgency, but
There's
know,
actually a little bit about Scarlett I do want to get into. Quick shouts to Fox Aura for the 18 months, by the way. But Scarlett is a player who has excelled in this matchup specifically at macro. And there's sometimes where you'll look at her builds and be like, is she trolling? Like, she fights versus Nebe on New Gettysburg. You know, one of the best Protoss players there are. And she beats him to death with Mass Queens and Infestors. Like, there are sometimes Scarlett has these builds that are just so out there, you question, like, was that legitimate? Like, actually? So it's, for me, what I love watching is, like, when she is playing serious, she plays really well. But even when she's not playing serious, she still plays really well.
yeah, he's just a very fun player to watch, that's for sure. But so far, it is just a normal build. I mean, getting a couple of roaches, getting a Ravager, and actually catch. Oh, that.
Oh, that was a
timing
big catch
got
on the
hurt.
transfer.
Ooh, that hurts for him. Getting just really bad luck with a combination of the grass plus just the timing on the Adept Shades. Loses all of the shades. He
You know
would have
what,
retreated.
this-
He would have canceled had he seen it.
This is a big problem for Xpatrick because Scarlett's marching on in with not that many roaches and ravagers, but he's gonna need not just one but two immortals, and I don't think she's gonna let him even get that. The pylon power in this warp, oh, that's gonna get denied.
I guess that's game.
Yeah, it's a little bit anticlimactic, but that's pretty much all she wrote. Overcharge is gonna get popped, but she's gonna focus on all these pylons. Even if these new pylons were to finish, they'd still go down before that immortal pops. And even if the immortal pops, there's too many units here.
Yeah. Oh, this game is over. I guess a couple of Adepts did get into the main base for the Warp Prism, I suppose. But she was producing more behind this, so it's not like she has a lack of reinforcements. to
Oh,
come
that
back. She
barrier.
does clean up.
That didn't even look like the immortal had a barrier. That went down so quickly.
GG.
GG.
Ooh, there's a reckoning. Ooh, no.
Well, the first game, not so surprisingly, is going to go to Scarlett. And see what Mr. X Patrick has available next. Frost going to be the next map. Blurted out immediately.
I can't get over this elbow thing.
Right? But tell me, isn't that legit? Did I do a good job or what? I'm so proud of myself. The problem is, if
Yes,
you zoom in,
yes.
it becomes really fucking obvious.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that like when you asked like, are those her elbows? I did notice that something was wrong. It made her look like she did have like huge elbows that almost made her arms look huge. And I was like,
When
I
it's
guess that was
zoomed
just
out,
the
it looks
angle.
fine. That's why I made it
Yeah,
such a widescreen image, so it wouldn't be zoomed in.
It's fine. I was impressed.
Anyways, yeah, Scarlett looking pretty good and not looking too shaky. A lot of times, actually, after these tournaments are done, we're like, oh, yo, you won DreamHack, and then Drogo loses like Corsair Cup the next week. Like, it kind of sucks that some people just can't seem to maintain their championshipness, I guess, if you will. But Scarlett, I don't think we'll have a. I don't think she'll have a problem here in these qualifiers.
No, it doesn't look like it. They just wonder what's gonna happen next. It's Frost. Maybe it'll be a longer game.
Or maybe it won't be.
I kind of hope she doesn't early pull, but whatever she wants to do, basically. By the way, I don't think Bistork is bad. Just to get this clear and out there.
Well,
like,
no one said he was. You feeling a little bit guilty?
Well, considering
That came out of nowhere.
We're just mostly saying that Scarlett's gonna win and she can do whatever she wants. So yeah, maybe I do feel a little bit guilty. But he is a Grandmaster, I'm pretty sure. He
Wait.
is on a decent Chinese team. Like,
Are you-
Millennium...
Are you fucking telling me that you've got some caster bias going on right now?
No, I have caster bias against Scarlett. You should have heard all the shit I was throwing at her in the interviews.
All right, well,
But yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Game number 2. Top left side of the map, it's a barcode named Xpatrick on the brackets, but apparently also known as Bistork. I see the question mark.
Apparently. In the bottom right, as the purple Zerg, she is Scarlett.
All right, Haru SS the chest is, by the way, BaseTradeTV. I live in San Diego. Are you guys gonna have a meetup? I don't think we're planning anything official for TwitchCon. We're actually be putting a lot of funds into doing something cool for BlizzCon. But as far as Zombie Rabbit, I think we've got dinner obligations on the night we arrive, and that's pretty much it. From
Yeah.
so
I'd be totally up for hanging out, Haru SOS.
yeah, if you guys are gonna be around TwitchCon, and I'm not talking directly to one person here, but just a blanket statement. If you guys are around TwitchCon, like Zomgrab and I are totally down to chill as long as you're not a total weirdo.
Yeah, as long as you don't, get like grappling hooks and literally latch onto us.
Steal parts of, don't cut off some of Zomgrab's hair while she's not looking, and then put it in your pocket
That's
and save it
true
for
as
later.
Well, at least ask first.
You know what? Yeah, why not? So you're such a nice person. A lock of my hair. It's so
$50?
old and romantic.
$50? Okay.
Oh, it's gonna cost money. Okay, never mind then. You're a true entrepreneur. Big thank yous to Mick Marzipan, or maybe it's MC Marzipan. 7 months on that resub, and Eldritch says heirloom wonderment a trophy headboard. Did I just say a magic
What?
spell?
Elder Korra, man.
Thank you for 24 months. What if,
Yeah.
hypothetical here, what if magic was real, right?
Okay.
And somebody could trick you into seeing a spell by, they throw a donation like what just happened there. Heirloom wonderment atrophy headboard! And like without realizing it, you've suddenly caused the death of somebody else in the world that you don't even know, that you've never heard of, never will meet in your life. But you
And what
know
about
that
it?
it happened. Do you still take the money from a donation or the subscriber, whatever it is, like that caused that message? Or do you shut that down?
No. Wait, no, I knew that it would cause someone to die, like.
But you would
before I
you
said
would
the
never know this
words.
person. It would never have any impact on your life.
But I still knew that someone would die. I would not go for a donation. Like, I would not take the donation if someone's gonna die for it. Jesus.
I'm just saying, the Earth has a lot of overpopulation problems.
I thought this was gonna
You
be
could
like,
be doing a favor and a public service.
Ooh, whoa, 6 drones went down. That's not that bad. Because their lanes are out in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
Whoops, well, okay. We'll see if that affects the mid game at all, though. Like, he's not following up, and the game continues. In fact, by going for a Stargate, unless he does something wonky, she's gonna have a lot of time to recover from that drone loss. But I thought you were gonna bring up something a little more complicated, like pushing daisies. You watched that show, right? We talked about it.
Yeah, I love
Oh,
pushing
what
daisies.
the timing again, damn.
Gets in there right before the Adepts are ready to walk into that wall. This is a problem. It's not going to be the end of the world, but Xpatrick does pull the probes to be safe about it. And this does get a little more out of hand than I think even he expected. And Scarlett, she's just like, oh, cool, freebies.
I cannot believe how unlucky this guy's gotten twice now. He's gonna go clear up or prepare to clean up the Overlord, and that's why the soccer was out of position.
You should
That's
move your
funny.
mic a little bit closer, by the way. You keep kind of going in and out of, I think it's cone of picking you upness.
Perhaps. Maybe that'll be better. So, anyway, that evened up the workers killed, I suppose. And I think he also missed macroed at some point, like stopped producing probes for a minute, maybe. Ooh, less
But
than a minute. But
wouldn't he be Mr. Macro Because Scarlett would be Miss Macro.
Anyway,
Did you just assume their genders, Rifkin?
He's on a pretty bad probe count, although he's trying to get back up to something a little more decent. Getting a 3rd base as well, and the Oracle's going to be the only thing really out in scouting. The only thing that's going to be able to pressure Scarlett at all.
I think Oracle's actually hugely valuable. We've talked about this a lot of times. Anytime it comes to detection in general, Revelation definitely trumps Observers in most scenarios. But just having that scouting information on somebody like Scarlett, who is very active on the map, she doesn't often sit AFK in her base with her lings or her roaches or anything like that. So having that revelation, knowing where she is at all times, it's a pretty big deal. I think if you're a player who plays, like, let's say like a mech style or a turtle anything style, like, then revelation is not that important. But Scarlett's a very active player. Looks like some adepts are going to chase off the drones. Focus on the spore crawler, so maybe the Oracle can come back in. I don't know that this is really worth focusing, however. I feel like even a queen would be better than the spore crawler, in my opinion, but cancels the transfer. Sees how much Scarlett has to defend with, and is now just taking a fight around this 3rd.
That could have been a mistake going back with the drones. Maybe 2, 3 more go down if Bistork focus fires. But it's actually the Oracle in the main base that gets the extra drone kills, so a total of 8 now, these 2 attacks. But again, if there's not really a follow-up, I think she'll be able to recover. She's not getting a 4th base, her upgrade's going to finish, it's going to be Ling, Baneling, Hydra, apparently. And that's kind of it for a while for Bistork's aggression. Again, that Oracle, the only thing that can really stick around for long in the middle of the map.
Apparently, with that spell that was brought into chat, it's like a Beetlejuice situation. If I say it a 3rd time, then we're in trouble.
Clearly. Yeah. But actually, back on that topic, while we wait for everything to heat up again, the Pushing Daisies topic, like, if you found someone that you loved for whatever reason, like family member or, you know, the girl that got away or whatever, and you could revive her, but in doing so kill someone else, would you?
Yes.
Ooh. All right, Nick.
I think it was made fairly clear that I'm not quite concerned about this particular topic
right?
with the first iteration of this. Oh, a subscriber for $2.50? Yeah, I'll take that.
You also know that I guess it's someone in proximity, so it could be someone you knew.
You could also strategically
tell everyone to leave. Like the first episode where the guy is like, "Oh no, you didn't!" Like starts running.
Hey, everyone but Brandon, mind stepping out of the room for a sec?
I don't like you that much.
So Brandon, like, here's the deal, man. At work, you always sending me these dumb emails, and this isn't malicious. It's just I don't value. All right, Scarlett's going for some bailings, by the way. And Bailing Speed's finishing up with this too. Revelation does see all of this as well, so Patrick or Bistork or whatever the heck we're calling him is not going to be totally unaware of the fact that, oh man, Hydras and Bailings are some of the most abusive, scary things for a player who's playing Adepts to have to deal with.
Yeah. This was definitely a unit missing from No Regrets games as well. Not that it really was the reason he lost or anything like that. Like, there's a bunch of reasons why everything went sideways in that ZVP, but if you're facing pure Adepts, Ling Hydra can actually get overwhelmed. You include those Banelings, and it kind of swings back into the Zerg's compositional favor.
Okay, so same question from before, but instead of a subscriber, it's $1 million.
No. I, like, really couldn't. Because people have asked, like, you know, you have to kill a kitten to get $1 million, and I'm like, I would not be able to live with that. Like, no, I couldn't.
So what we just witnessed was some balance complaints. You didn't hear them, but trust me, you just saw them. The Adepts absolutely wrecked the Hydras in the front lines. I like these splits too. Scarlett doesn't know what to do with the Bailings. It's kind of like, what do you do? Where do you go? And she's got to fall back with what little she has left. This actually got really bad really quickly for Scarlett.
She does have a lot of reinforcements, but you're right. Like, she didn't expect the Hydras to die as really they did, and they didn't have enough fodder once the Banelings were gone. Also, just kudos to Bistork for the good splits, attacking before all of her upgrades were done. She needs the fodder, she needed to pull the drones, but she had so many extra, probably just estimating this guy, that she could lose 22 and still be okay, as long as she can clean this up.
You're right. The workers lost isn't so detrimental in this situation, but it is about whether she can clean it up. Because for for the Protoss in this scenario, you're really riding off of that snowball effect. The second she actually gets an army back and stabilized, that snowball disappears and the scales tip very much against you. So still warping in more. I love the time warps to try and cut off reinforcements on the ramp, but as he pushes through it, it's like, well, then why did you bother time warping, man?
By the way, this was a dedicated attack of Adepts. This wasn't just like, oh, I have Adept, I have an army, let's push forward. You have the 10 gateways, he only has 1 robo. If this fails, you know, if this doesn't win the game, his tech is pretty severely behind. So that's why it looked as powerful as it did.
She just handled that really well, too, by the way. The transfuse is going like crazy on the Hydras. That's something you usually see. Still warping after warping of Adept after Adept just makes this a relentless onslaught of no breathing room. But the Hydras are ready to catch these ones. They transfer on in, but the Adepts are still going to take and deal a lot of damage on their way out. Another warping comes in, but at some point, Scarlett, who keeps having to pull drones, keeps bleeding workers out. She's not going to be able to afford defending against this. Like, unless she can get some Banelings and get a really cost-effective hit. Hell, I like the idea of the Lurker, actually. It's still going to be so tough to just stop the constant Adept attacks.
I think she's actually almost reached that point of being stable, especially once the Lurker's done. She's only missing, again, that fodder with wings to protect her Hydros, but, you know, she has 54 drones. She actually just transferred the drones to her 4 so they'd be away from the action, and that Lurker is done.
She's going to get that Lurker. There's no detection. The Lurker's just going to free fire on top of the Adepts. The splash damage is massive. The Banelings finish up now, too. While she was getting away with barely 2 or 3 Hydras before, a lot more units escape this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and she still saves all 4 bases. She can remake 10-15 drones fairly easily, and she now has the better army. Certainly the bigger one.
I like the idea of the Spire coming up. It's going to help clean up these warp prisms, which have been really nasty. She's also not, you guys will note, investing too much into Lurkers. They're really not the greatest units to have for this situation, but 1 or 2 can make a huge impact. Now, drops coming to the natural. This is something we're showed to get cleaned up. Focusing on the warp prism. Feels bad, man.
Yeah.
Same thing going down here. Spore Crawler going to push off that warp prism. And okay, so mining going to get denied, but the army should be able to respond to this and get here pretty quick. So you not taking that $1 million, by the way. What if after, we'll say, $50 million, so you've killed 50 people, you were able to use that money to create the funding and the research necessary to bring back people from the dead? And right the wrongs you've made.
I couldn't deal with this. The only way that I would feel like I could is that I could live with myself, that is, after doing this, is if my mind was blanked after, and I woke up and someone told me, hey, you killed a kitten, or you killed a person, but the good news is you get $1 million. Then I'd be like, oh, well, I guess it's already done.
I'm just saying, $1 million could probably buy a lot of roofies.
But if someone told me that I would have to kill this thing and then I would get my mind wiped, I wouldn't do it, you know? But if it happens and I wake up and I'm like, oh, I did that? Life happens.
Okay, let's change this up then. Instead of killing somebody, so there's no death involved,
okay.
But somehow accepting the $1 million just emotionally crushes a child. Their dreams are shattered and they will never be the person they were meant to be. Like, if they're the person who can find the cure for cancer, they never would anymore, because they just wouldn't have the drive to be a scientist. Would you take the $1 million? No death involved. Just the death of dreams, I guess.
It would depend on how they had their emotions and their mentality crushed. I need more specifics.
I can't, because this is such a stupid imaginary scenario.
Anyway, it looks like Scarlett's in a winning position now.
Yeah,
as I said, if she defended it, she would have been winning anyway, and she defended it pretty damn well, even after losing 20+ turns.
Yeah. Again, some confusion with the barcode, guys. Hushang is in the finals waiting to play the winner of this series. This is Bistork, aka Patrick, on the brackets. And Scarlett, I guess, I actually almost counted her out a little bit. The Adept attacks were looking scary. We made some balance complaint jokes because she'll be the first one to be upset about how strong they can be. But she's done a great job bringing this back. Really impressed. I love the hallucinated Archons. I think that's a cool touch, but unfortunately the Overseers do see them, and it's not going to accomplish what he wanted. A couple of meters in the backside, with all 4 bases under attack. The Nexus dies, 41 probes are gone, and there's just no way for Bistork to win this game now.
Nope. Half the army supply. I guess the upgrades are, like, depending on how you look at it, like, even. Everything is upgraded to attack, but the mutas aren't being taken care of. The base went down, so he's back onto well, not even one base, almost one base, 26 probes. And she just has complete domination over the map with creep spread too, and a 5th base now, all set up. GG.
Congratulations, Scarlett. Super underdog in this series. Manages to take it 2-0 against all odds, though, and move on to the finals.
Yes.
I don't
that
know.
was
This
dramatic.
newcomer Scarlett seems pretty good. Do you think she has what it takes to win it all?
No.
All right, we're gonna go to commercial break, guys. So when we get back, we'll have those finals hopefully ready to go. It's a best of 5, so not too many vetoes to be had, and we'll see you soon.